The Great War is over. All we want is to return home. To the new republic, born in the heart of Europe. But we are stuck as the escalating civil war blocks the direct path to the west. The only way out is to the east, through territory disputed between the Red and White armies. We have to take an armored train across Siberia, and then safe passage home by ship. It is our only chance to survive this long journey. It might be our last train home.
What's up guys, my name is Your Heroes and welcome to Last Train Home. Now this is a game that I was talking about in my community post about my birthday kind of video, which I know I am a wee bit late for because my birthday was on Friday but now it's Monday. So yeah, I know I'm a wee bit late, but as you know I don't really record over weekends. Anyway, this is the birthday video that I wanted to announce. Now, one of you said it looked really interesting, and this is what I'm talking about. So if you don't know what Last Train Home is, it's basically your RTS kind of World War II type of style game, where in the cinematic you heard that we are we're not the Russians, but we are, I think, the Polish or the Prussians, and we have to try and escape Russia, but unfortunately we can't escape through the normal side, through, you know, Russia back over to, you know, through Belarus, or at the time, you know, Soviet Union. We have to escape through the very cold Siberian peninsula and go all the way back round through to Europe through an armored steel train. So if you guys are really interested into this campaign, then let me know in the comments down below whether you want to see more or not. But without further ado, I hope you guys do enjoy this, and I'm going to make this a series. Whether you guys like it or not, I'm just going to keep uploading it. So I hope you do enjoy. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, I do have to say that I do, for my recommended, you can mess around with, you know, the settings and all that. But for me, this is my kind of settings. If you want to copy, if you've got the game, you want to copy these settings, then please pause the screen. But for me, I am just leaving it on the way it is. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it.
During the Great War, later known as World War I, the Czechoslovak Legion was commissioned to fight on Russia's behalf in exchange for support for an independent Czechoslovak republic. However, the Great War exacted tremendous loss of life and economic collapse in Russia, igniting a revolution that deposed the Tsar and devolved into a bloody civil war. The Bolsheviks established the Red Army to consolidate power and rule over a united Russia, whereas the White Army rallied to oppose the Reds. The Czechoslovak Legion was now in a very delicate position, an armed force in a foreign land with no clear allegiance to the Reds or Whites. Moreover, Russia's western borders were still held by powers opposing the establishment of Czechoslovakia. Thus, the Czechoslovak Provisional Government ordered the legionaries to remain neutral and travel eastward to Vladivostok to board ships back to Europe. Nonetheless, during its evacuation via the Trans-Siberian Railway, the Legion became embroiled in armed conflicts affecting the course of the Russian Civil War. Now, we learn the story of The Last Train Home, a work of fiction inspired by the writings of a brilliant member of the Czechoslovak Legion and a veritable instrument of history. The story begins with an ambitious captain under the command of Major Gazdik, who leads the last unit of Czechoslovak legionaries, headed to Vladivostok by armored train. Cheer up, Captain. The train needs a checkup and we can be on our way. I heard you bragged you'd be a better major than I am. So, let's see how well you do in command. Let's take a squad and go trade with the local miller, while the rest of the legionaries look after the train.
Okay, welcome guys. So this is it. Now I have to say, I know I got most of what I said completely wrong at the start. So we're not the Polish or the Prussians, we're actually the Czechoslovaks. And we're not in World War II, we're World War I. And also we're fighting, it's really kind of trying to escape Russia, the USSR, or the Russian Empire at the time. Because through, you know, Siberia, but also we have to remain neutral as the Red and White Army are going to get up against each other. But if we do need to inflict conflict, we will. And at the start you can see we have a medic, we have a sniper, we have a rifleman, and we have a machine gunner. Very easy to do.
I'm ready.
At the start here is
Yes, sir.
it's very basic. You're just trying to get your controls, you know, understand the game a wee bit. It does give you a guide. Unfortunately, there's no proper, you know, video to show you, but there is kind of guides here that show you, you know, how to play the game. But if you want to read that in your own time, then please do, because I kind of already know how to play the game. First of all, I'm going to reduce the volume of when they move because they're just too loud. So give me a sec. Alright, sorry about that. So as I said, it is quite similar to the, well, not similar, but the controls are very similar to Gates of Hell. Sorry, I'm just going to turn it off completely because it's just annoying me at this point. Alright, so there we go. So you can say, so as you see, the way you're able to see distance is based on, you know, the people that you have around you. So there's 4 of them, and this is kind of like your view distance. This giant circle is kind of like your view distance that allows you to see within range. But as you can see, our first objective is that we...
That's not good.
Hurry up.
Destroyed. Fortunately, it seems nobody was around to get hurt. Hurry and collect the sacks with food supplies before they burn too.
Alright, so at this part, we now have to collect supplies, which are highlighted by kind of these little grey bags here. But what the game will also suggest is that it will start, you can see that it's kind of highlighting in white, which suggests that you need to pick up. So the way to do that is that you get one guy and basically just right click on the food, which is relatively easy to do. And through this game, you're going to have to collect resources, you're going to have to collect food, you're going to have to collect clothes, you're going to have to collect ammunition and coal for the train.
Who in their right mind would burn a flour mill? We have to talk to the miller. The farmhouse is nearby. Let's go.
So it's now suggesting that this white line is basically the edge of the playable map, which makes sense. So your map is actually down here. You can make it bigger if you want, or sorry, obviously not. That's to zoom actually in and out. I thought they would actually move the mini map in and out, but not. So as you see that there's resources that you go along, you know, the further you go along the game, the more resources that you'll see. And it is important that you look all the way around, you know, the map, because it is really important that you collect all resources as it does affect, you know, the way you play the game later in, you know, the game. But our first objective is that we just have to we have to go to the farmhouse, which is right here, which is currently on fire.
If someone is still alive in there, it is our duty to try and help.
So you're also, as part of, you know, being the Czechoslovak Legionnaires, your job is to stay neutral, but as well as helping civilians as well. And again, like I said, very much is all quite cinematic and storyline, so you really don't see as much gameplay as you really should, which is kind of a downfall. But other than that, I think this game is still brilliant. Anyway, let's go help this elderly woman.
Understood.
Are you here to kill me now?
No, ma'am. We are Czechoslovak legionaries on our way to Vladivostok. We wanted to buy supplies from your mill, but found it burning. Who did this?
Bolsheviks. They demanded we hand over our winter supplies in the name of Lenin. My son refused. We have a family to feed, he said. So they killed him. And the children. You soldiers are all the same. Killing is all you know. Just leave and let me die in peace.
If the Bolsheviks wanted food, why did they leave the sacks to burn with the mill?
It was never about the food. This is what you get for refusing to collaborate with the Red Army. Those who burn this farm may not know we are here, but we can't risk the train. Find a good spot to scout the train track ahead. If there's trouble, at least we'll be ready.
So there is more guide that you can is, again, also just keep looking around you, as you know, as materials like this will pop up around you like this. So we are going to collect resource. So that little one there, I believe, was wool, I believe, or clothes. So it is really important that you try and do it as much as possible. Also, as you can see, when I go around my mouse, you can see this like golden thing. This shows the type of protection that your soldiers get against when they're in combat. So you can see up against the fence, it's kind of light armor, but it's great. It's good, but it's not great. Pretty bad. But when you go up against here, you can see that the little boxes are filled in, which shows that you get full protection from this cover against units. Kind of like in, I'm trying to think of, not Gatesville, Company of Heroes 3, where it shows you the type of cover that is good and bad.
Send someone with binoculars to that ledge. A scout.
So, so this is your scout slash sniper, which he will go over here. And by the way, your soldiers do have different abilities through the game.
It's the Reds who killed the Miller's family and burned everything. They deserve to die.
Stand down, soldier. The Red Army will answer for crimes against their own countryfolk, but not to us. We are still in Russian lands and have a long way ahead of us. We don't want to be making enemies.
Not to mention causing diplomatic incidents that endanger our new republic.
Enough chatter. Get back to the train. Maybe we can find more supplies on the way.
I was tempted to shoot these guys, by the way, very tempted. So as you see, that this is your sniper slash spotter, and like I said, that these guys, each of your soldiers have different abilities depending on what role they have. So as you can see, we have a medic, sniper, machine gunner, and rifleman, and each of these abilities can really
Our soldiers haven't seen action for a while. How about some target practice on the scarecrows?
Yeah, so as I was saying, each of their abilities have a you know, a really impact on through the gameplay, through the storyline. So really, when you're playing this game, be careful, but we'll discover that as we go through the game. So as you can see, that we are now going to take cover behind this, and we're just going to tell all our guys to fire on this.
They're stuffed witches.
Watch out for Baba Yaga, the mother of all witches.
Less talking, more shooting.
I don't know what Baba Yaga. What is Baba Yaga? I feel like that's some sort of like meme or something. I know it was in John Wick, but I just can't remember. Oh, more supplies. That is food. By the way, you can highlight over. You can see that little sing food. Sorry. So always highlight over the type of you know, the materials that you get, because it is quite crucial that you do get them all. Right, let's go over here. We're going to do a wee bit more shooting. We're going to tell our medic to shoot that one. We're going to tell our machine gunner to fire at this one. And we're going to tell our sniper to fire at this one here. Who's Baba Yaga? I'm so confused. I definitely know it's a John Wick reference, but what I want to do is, before we get to the train, is I want to do a wee bit of resource, because we didn't actually fully go across here. We kind of just got to here around about, but we didn't fully go straight on. Let's have a wee detour. Oh, see what I mean? More resources down here. So that's fuel, like the little coals. You can see which fuel, which will help us refuel our train. That's more fuel. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And I don't think there's anything more around here. Nope, because I already checked. But, oh no, that's a lie, sorry. Well, there's two down here, so that's food and that is clothes. So clothes are basically able to help your soldiers, you know, stay alive in the Siberian winter. Because you know how cold that area can be, especially during, you know, well, winter times. Right, let's continue on. I don't think there's anything more around here that we should know of. Oh, there's a couple of supplies down here. Now I could have gone straight to the train, but recommend it on this first mission. Search everywhere, as again, I'm gonna really just keep saying this, that resources are really, really important. And I think that's everything, to be fair. I don't think there's any other more resources we really need to do. Nope, I think that is it. Yep, that is it. Lovely. Great, we can now tell everybody to get back. Go back to the train, which is over here. So also your train, by the way, this train has also a big impact in the game as well. You basically have your caretaker of your train, as well as the soldiers, repair it, basically just protect it, as it does have 4 different types of carriages. It has currently, which has your medic, which, you know, heals your men when they are injured. It has your, you know, your main, your headquarters where your soldiers will sleep. And I believe one of them is like the main battery artillery gun, which is, you know, really here, which is dangerous. So make sure you, by the way, something I would always recommend is that even when you're in, like, 3 guys are in this blue square, make sure everyone is in this blue square before you leave, and that'll go for every mission, as if you take 1 guy out without this area, you'll only bring in 3 of your soldiers that are left, and that 1 soldier who is left behind, well, you'll get left behind. So let's leave. And there we go, we have been, there's our squad. So these are the types of rank that there's these little badges which show they're privates, and then they go up, you know, when upgrading them. And we've completed, you can see your objectives as well, which is absolutely brilliant, but let's just carry on. So these also tell you that the resources you gained. You know, we got 150 cloth, we got 40 food, and we got 30 fuel, but we used 2 rounds of machine gun ammo, 3 rounds of rifle ammo or handgun ammo, and we just used 1 round of rifle ammo. So this is kind of all the important information that you need when you finish the mission. So it says, oh my gosh, you guys are not able to read it because my face is covering it, but it says, as you and the others board the train empty-handed, a discussion ensues about the recent events. Some feel enraged, some uneasy. You are lost in thought about the experience of being in command. Major Gazdik, I know I'm mispronouncing it, grabs you by the shoulder and snapping you out of it. You did it. You did well, Captain, but you should stop bragging and start playing the role you hope for. Today, you learned the bread and butter of commanding. Things never go the way you imagine. We shouldn't have just let those Reds leave. They should pay for their actions, killing people, stealing and destroying food. So this is Major, I think this is like the Major in charge of the train, and this is Antonov Kura, I know I'm pronouncing it, I'm just saying as it is, and I believe he's one of the soldiers' main character stories in this. And this is a medic, Magdalena Zameka. That's really hard to pronounce. Our provisional government said we should avoid conflicts. We cannot go around passing sentences as we see fit. We should follow orders. Damn right. So now you can start to see that you can see the, you know, the actual story kind of kick in, I guess, the stakes of soldiers. So the situation was affected because Maximilian Drapp has a trait intelligence. So this trait intelligence basically allows maximum value of INT, which I believe is interest, or intelligence, or increased by 1. So knowing that one of your soldiers has an intelligence skill, they basically allow you to manage your soldiers in an intelligent way. You know, as you said there, as you saw by the story there, that we didn't kill anyone. We have to basically just remain neutral. So it says, look what they do to their own people. What do you imagine they'll do to us when we actually face them? Considering we are sizable military force in their country while civil war is brewing, we need to be neutral. We are soldiers and we need to follow orders. Think about the consequences if we caught them red-handed as they kill civilians. Now, it's up to you. I played this before and I'm very loyal. You know, I don't like to cause war. I don't like to cause conflict, even though I am Scottish. But I like to stay neutral. Now, it's up to you what you choose. But if you are hardcore killers, then that's fine, go for that option. But I'm going for the neutral option. Either way, I bet they would have scattered if we faced them. They'd be thrilled to see us there. I bet they'd tell everyone how Czechoslovak legionnaires shot an honest miller and his family, burnt the mill and let the food to be destroyed. I completely messed up that sentence, but you get the point. Shall we proceed to Moscow then, as planned, or are we expecting trouble? We'll go to Moscow to pick up my future advisor. I thought you were about to say future wife there. Captain Langer. He is currently working to negotiate our safe passage to Vladivostok. Let's hope the negotiation will bear fruit. I doubt that, but you know it's Russia, you never know. Indeed, speaking of fruit, since we didn't manage to replenish our supplies, we'll stop at the next station to do so. Dismissed. And there we go. The journey begins. And just like that. So this is now where you are. You're in your train. So you can see that the train is, I'm going to just pause it. So this basically allows you to go on the main world. You can see that our objective is that we have to get to Moscow all the way over here where we will meet our future advisor. But just now we have to go to the next stop, which is to get more resources. But as you can see that we have our train here, which allows us to view our health train, the artillery car, the storage car, which allows to put our storage, the 2 infantry cars, as I said, and our medic car. So that's actually 5. That's 4, including, you know, the artillery train, which we will use later on through the gameplay. But you can see you got the speed of the train, you can see the soldiers' details and all that, which I'll go into more detail later. But I think this is good enough for the first video. Let me know what you guys think so far of this game. Would you like to see more of it? Or if not, would you like me to just stop? But it doesn't matter because I'll still continue it anyway. But other than that, guys, that is it for today. I hope you did enjoy this kind of wee exciting video. Hopefully it will get the people going to like this video more. And I'm hoping to do other type of games like this as well. So if you want to see all that, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching and our support, and I will see you in the next video. See you later, and goodbye.